So yeah, we're gonna be listening to Burden of Proof today. I haven't heard it yet. For those of you that don't know, I took a little bit of a break from doing some reaction videos because I was just kind of feeling a little bit burnt out. So I really took a break from listening to music at all, kind of, aside from the live streams that we've been doing every Friday. I completely just lost my train of thought. But yeah, I kind of took a break from doing some reaction videos aside from the live streams that we've been doing every Friday because I was feeling a little burnt out. So I haven't heard this. I haven't heard a bunch of those. Basically all the albums that have dropped in like the last 3 weeks, I haven't heard. 3 or 4 weeks. So we're going to be listening to this Benny the Butcher today. A lot of people are saying some really great things about it. I guess you guys are going to experience it live with me. Eventually, I'm going to be editing this down and posting it onto the channel. So if you're watching this on the channel afterwards, shout out to you, for supporting the channel and for watching the video. I guess before we get into it, man, you see my social media on screen. Be sure to follow me. And there is a link to the Discord server as well in the description of this live stream that you can join the server and stay up to date on everything that we're doing on the channel and all the live streams and things like that. All the polls, what videos I'm going to be making, things like that. You can stay updated if you join the server. And I also have to plug the Patreon. You get access to a lot of exclusive videos, exclusive, uncut, unedited content when YouTube doesn't block it. I also make, well, I haven't been recently, but I'm going to go back to making reactions that are exclusive for the patrons. So that's really fire as well. If you want to become a patron or a member of the channel, you get access to all the same stuff. I really appreciate the support from the patrons because they're the reason that this channel is going as strong as it is. So yeah, guys, with that said, I guess we're just going to jump into this album, right? So let's see what Benny the Butcher has for us. Track 1, Burden of Proof. I love that little tag. Hit boy, let's go. Oh. Yeah. I'm niggas is talking about. Fuck all that, who the best shit. Let's go. This one about expanding. Oh, Hit Boy went off. This rap shit easy. Tell her the money on the table before the plug said the price. I was eager. Ain't no tomorrows. I could be dead tonight. I was hoes fall in love when you look like a nigga who get it. I know how I feel when they don't like that you did it different. The jail cells where I learned decision making. Yo. Praying in the refrigerator, living room, innovating. This not for kids. Oh my God. Y'all don't spend enough on guns, but a lot with the jeweler. The horns go crazy, bro. What the fuck are you talking about? He really killed it, like first track, off the bat, like right off the bat, track 1, he just went crazy, and so did Hit Boy.
Griselda.
So many crazy bars in there. I was about to say, what's this gonna be?
There's no getting out. This family comes before anything.
Man, I kept thinking it was over, and then I saw there was like 5 seconds left. Bro, what a way to start this album off, you know what I mean? Hit Boy killed it with the drum patterns and the horns. And Benny the Butcher just loaded us up with so many bars. Really going in. I think he said, so much plastic on the floor like we're renovating. Jail cell is where I learned my life lessons or something like that. I remember him saying, he had a lot of crazy bars. He mentioned how people are dick riding like the rappers you mimic. He was just so confident. His performance was just so brilliant on this. I'm not going to be able to remember all the bars that he spit, but just the way that he spit it, just the bravado, the presence that he has on this track is just, there's nothing like it, And the fact that the beat, Hit Boy just went so crazy with those horns and the snare sounds so crispy, like, it's a great track. It's a fantastic opener, but it's a great track in general. Jail cells where I learned decision making. That's what he said, bro. Yeah, he really went crazy. He didn't have to go so hard, but he went insane. He really did. Let's look at track 2. Where Would I Go? Featuring Rick Ross. Let's go. This is gonna be crazy. It's real already crazy.
Shit, distinguished gentleman shit, real street nigga shit. Yeah. Dress fashion. Them boxes came to my crib with my name on a package. My hip is cold metal. This kind of game on your veins and your bone marrow. It cost me. They tell me be humbless. I just parked a 745 palm tree. That's real shit. Stuck to the plan from out the.
Let's go. Yo, the percussion on this beat goes crazy too. Hit Boy really ripped it. There's a really interesting swing to it. It's not a very traditional boom bap kind of feeling to it, if that makes any sense. Because of the percussion and that swing that he added to those drums is really great. I like the sampling too. Very simple, but it's the drums that really get you like feeling, you know, that swing to this song.
Niggas desire to fit in, I was invited. Pistol whipped a few niggas, he got indicted. Boy, alumni, such a classy unit. All double R's at the class reunion. Rappers that can't size us, bitches flew out of state just to stand beside us.
The little lead that comes in on your left ear is really good.
Seatbelts never, that's a common.
Yeah, I think it's fire. I think that Benny's verse is better than Rick Ross's. I feel like at some portions during this track, Rick Ross's flow goes from sounding confident to lazy. You know, it goes from sounding laid back and kind of like confident to really just empty and lackluster at some points. Not the whole verse, of course, but just some portions in there. I feel like maybe he could have gone in a little bit more, you know, but I think Benny's verse was better. I mean, Rick Ross still had a fire verse. I'm not going to lie. You know, it's definitely still an awesome song. I just think Benny just killed it. You know, that energy, the confidence, the bravado that he just comes onto the track with is just like, it's really tough for you to stack up against that, you know, when you're featuring against him, unless you're, you know, S tier. You know what I mean? Like your flow has to be crazy, your performance has to be crazy. You've got to find a crazy pocket in the production. Hit Boy killed the production, speaking of which. I really like the swing to the drum patterns, like I mentioned earlier. So I think it's good. I probably think Burden of Proof is better than Where Would I Go? And Mappy TV just said Sly Green is one of the best songs I've heard all year. So let's check this one out. Track 3.
I'm a Christian Dior shirt rocker, 2 Glock wearer, only rapper that would have thrived in the Tupac era. I'm talking.
Oh my God, that's how he's coming into this song. What did he say? I'm a Christian Dior rocking 2 Glock wearer. Is that what he said? And then he said only rapper that would have thrived in the Tupac era. That's insane. It's true too, which makes it even better. Not that he's the only one, but he definitely would have.
Only rapper that would have thrived in the Tupac era.
Yeah.
The proof got clearer. Y'all niggas sinning ain't make a mistake yet. If you ain't spending half the M, ain't no way to relate yet.
Didn't he get arrested? He said he hasn't made a mistake yet. I guess getting arrested wasn't a mistake. Well, he did say that it was there where he learned decision making. So maybe he sees that as a W, which is a positive spin to it, I gotta say.
Boys professionals, they say it's time to eat again on this oyster perpetual.
Hit Boy brought some special sauce for Benny the Butcher. He really did.
When niggas traps was warming up, mine was literally hot. The promoting I did, pirate should be giving me pots big in a couple shootouts. I look great. I ain't with no rap beat.
The way that he puts the sentences together to stay in the pocket and stay in the flow is just ridiculous. Like he'll say something in such an unconventional way that still makes total sense. It still means the same thing, but he does that to keep the flow going, and it's something that I struggle to do when I'm writing, you know? Trying to say something but still keeping it in the pocket and keeping the rhyme scheme going, and he just seems to do it so effortlessly, like it's crazy. Burden of Proof and Sly Green are the best ones so far. Sly Green was crazy. I love that he didn't even need a feature on there, you know? That's just 2 minutes, 47 seconds of him just ripping it. And I'm thinking Hit Boy brought better production for this so far than he did for Nas's album, you know? I think that he really came with it for Benny the Butcher, which I think is great. Track 4 is One Way Flight. Let's get it.
Flight to kick it wherever I'm at. So if you wanna stay, then the bitch will never come back. Had a brick before rap, like that dope boy from Memphis. I survived all them death threats, anti-felony convictions. More than a moment. Or it's back to swinging ratchets and warming the water.
Production is nice, yeah. Hit Boy's beats always sound so glamorous. I love it. Wow. Oh my God. Why did he do the Clippers like that, bro?
I'm crying that Toyota or this Maybach.
That Clippers line was brutal. This is a great song, man. I mean, the production probably isn't as fire as Sly Green or Burden of Proof, in my opinion. I think that this one's definitely a little bit more laid back, if that makes any sense. Like it's as good It's just not as energetic, if that makes any sense. But I think that the sampling on it is very glamorous, right? He's got the strings, the woman singing over the top. Like, it's very, very classic Hit Boy sound. The drums, they hit really hard, you know, even for like a boom bap kind of style. You know, the Alchemist, for example, when he did a lot of those beats on West Side Gun, Pray for Paris, he didn't really use some hard-hitting drums. It was very sample heavy, very focused on the top, you know, the top part of the track with the melodies and things like that. Here, the drums are really hitting. And that was one of the things that I mentioned on Conway's album that I enjoyed a lot too. Because I really like drums, you know, so it took me a little bit to get into Pray for Paris, whereas this one is instantly approachable for me because of the hard-hitting drums. I really like the way Hit Boy did that. Freddie really killed his verse. He had some brutal lines in there. The controlling his the OnlyFans computer work line was really crazy. The Clippers one was crazy. You know, it was a fantastic song. I still prefer Burden of Proof and Sly Green. Burden of Proof is probably my favorite song so far. Although Sly Green was really crazy. I don't know. It's between those two, but this one's probably third place. Track 5, Famous. That melody is fire.
Money over fame, a real boss make his bitch one too.
Yo, he switched it up. Hit Boy. He had the really bright, vibrant melodies with the strings sounding all happy in the beginning, and as soon as Benny comes on, now all of a sudden we have a woman with her voice muffled singing a very like ominous kind of melody, you know. It's crazy. Like, as soon as he comes in, the track takes such a dark turn, you know. The processing and the panning on the drums are fantastic. Oh my god.
3 rollies, 2 cribs, 6 figures, and I still don't feel famous.
That's crazy, but I mean, a lot of people don't want the fame, they just want the money. I guess he wants it though. So I guess he wants the fame. I really like the way that the beat turned out on this one. How it had that, you know, ominous turn as soon as Benny started rapping.
Yeah, boss. I told you niggas wasn't fucking with you from the beginning of this shit.
That's a great song. 4th place so far, I think. Do I like this one better than One Way Flight? I don't know. It's a toss-up for 3rd place between One Way Flight and Famous, but I really like these. I really like these both. I guess equally. Track 6, Timeless, featuring Lil Wayne and Big Sean. This should be good too. Well, this should be good. I don't know. Lil Wayne has really hit or miss recently. Legend, 100%. But recently, he's very hit or miss.
What a good feeling when they know you 1 in a million. The feds bury half of my niggas under the building.
Brian Backer. Wayne is in his bag for this one, but the beat is god-awful in my opinion. I don't think it's god-awful. It's definitely a different vibe. I feel like what it is probably the happier sounding melodies over the top, you know? The drum pattern isn't diverging too much from what we've gotten so far, but I think that it just has like a happier vibe to it. Benny's tracks tend to sound ominous and kind of evil. He has like a dark kind of, you know, energy to him, but I feel like maybe for somebody like Big Sean, who does make happier sounding music a lot of the time, this beat is more fitting for this feature, I think. But yeah, it does sound different. It is a kind of not a hard left, but it does diverge a little bit from what we've gotten so far because of the happier kind of sound to it. At least, you know, off my first listen, like, I've been listening for 30 seconds. Yeah, so I don't think it's god-awful. I think it's a good beat, for sure. It's just different from what we've been hearing so far on the project.
Then I grew, got to find out it was true. Money changed the people around quicker than it changed you. You don't feel sorry for niggas, get bread. Cause for them California kings, we slept in a twin bed. Us from the last of this breed, you won't last in these streets long if you only hustle.
More pressure than the moon is to the sun. I got more weapons than I'll ever need. I shoot you with each one. I'm snorkeling in the gasoline, steady diet of heavy drugs. Roller push you like Pirelli. Catch your ass on career day. And in your career, I got pistols I just clean. I've been trying to get dirty.
This is fire. This is a good verse.
Barely surviving. Watching me living through me, so I gotta stay thriving. This giving my undivided. You gotta move fast, think faster. Lately, my life been a lot of losses and let the next chapter. Signed a slave deal, now a nigga up on in my masters. Watch
he said he's owning his masters. Did Kanye really give them back to him? That's fire if he did.
me into them that shit is like G's, niggas ain't G, Griselda disease.
Whoa, I like that. I like the wordplay with the letters.
To them that shit is like G's, niggas ain't G, Griselda disease. When you don't have a silver
fire.
spoon, you gotta eat with your hands.
Yeah, just the fade out. Yeah, I think it's fire. Big Sean kind of felt like he was lagging behind the beat a little bit towards the beginning of his verse, but he finally found his pace. You know, he found his flow and he fixed it really quick. So I'm not mad at that verse. I think Lil Wayne had a really fire verse on this one. I'm not mad at the beat. It's not great, but it's also not bad at all. It's just mid. I feel like the chorus could be better. You know, the hook is a little weak. Lil Wayne, funny enough, I said that he was going to be the one that I was going to be a little iffy on because he's been hit or miss lately. I was worried that I was going to dislike his verse, and he turned out to be my favorite part of the song. So, yeah, I like being surprised by that. Track 7, New Streets.
The wrong way when these rappers speak comfortably about street life. It seems like they only giving y'all luxuries. You went it deep, gassed up a rented V. Traveling with a key while I'm passing through Tennessee. Let these niggas think I'm turning soft. It's gonna be hard to convince kids, but honestly,
this beat is crazy. It doesn't have the really hard drums, but the sampling is beautiful.
Fake nigga, you see out here winning.
He's spitting facts right now. Really beautiful sampling on this one. I like the little chops. The sample itself is really nice. The little guitars and the strings, the singing. It's very, very cool. Didn't even need harder drums on this one. Yeah, the sampling on this one was great. And I feel like not having the really hard drums helps us to focus on what he's saying. Because on this one, he's spitting some facts. You know what I mean? Like, he's just being really honest. You know, I think that this is one of his more giving advice kind of verses so far on this album from what I was able to catch, you know, off that listen. And so he really wanted us to hear what he was saying, and not having really hard drums to distract us is a great way to do that. Nice, short, sweet, simple. I like it a lot. Over the Limit with Dom Kennedy, not Don.
And now I don't trust fools in this industry. Mad I came through on a winning streak. That's me blasting through your car auxiliary. They want a John Lennon me or John Kennedy. Since I've been knowing, I feel my adrenaline going. It's gonna make it though, no President Trump shit. Elegant thug shit, yeah, left on parole, getting heroin plugged in.
Yeah.
They won't let me live for shit I already did. Every time my ops need medics to credit his, I'm like a shit never scared. So the bond that I built with my niggas are never tear. Only a few in this room.
The really wide bass, synth bass. That's fire.
My shit real. And these rappers
Be scaring the white people. They don't know if it's Black Lives Matters or robbery. You know what I mean? Come on down, Phil.
That's crazy. It was really funny though. I don't like the song that much. Like, I think that the verses themselves are great. Just all together, along with the beat, along with, you know, everything all together. I don't like this too much as a song. I don't think it's a very replayable song. Like, it's not bad. I just don't know how many more times I would listen to this. I feel like once I've heard it once, I've heard it 1,000 times, you know? But the skit at the end was really humorous. Trade it all.
The George Washington Bridge, I was pulled, but more shocked how the Lord watching us live up a pure rock. Niggas, jealous niggas throwing looks. That's why every 100 bands I make my clip throw a foot. So this road to success, and yes, it came at a cost. So don't confuse what you hear. I put these shoes in my ear. No matter what they choose to do, they aware what you taught them. My kids took my advice to pop out with that Mac as you airing and talking. Cause whoever don't shoot first gonna be carrying coffins.
I'm lost in this production, honestly. This is automatically like a playlist song. It's really good. I think this is the first one that we add to the playlist, like off the bat, you know? I know I'm gonna be coming back to this one a lot. Something about the production, it's just so easy to get lost in, you know, and those horns, the singing. It's just a great song, and his verses are fire too, but I was so lost in the production. I missed a lot of the bars. I was paying more attention to the vibe of the song and his flow, but it's a great song, man. It's a great song. I really like it, like a lot. And I mean, if I'm adding it to the playlist, that's all you need to know, you know. Thank God I made it with Queen Naija.
By a woman, so shout out to single mothers.
Hey.
Teach their teenage boys to use rubbers.
The fills go crazy.
Cause I feel like I owe you. You made me the man I am today. I never told you. Track the man who raised his son. Then you blame the white man on what they become, a gangster but way, cause it hurts so much. How that nigga died so young and he was worth so much.
Beautiful. That's great. It's a beautiful song. I love Queen Naijah's performance on this one. I love her participation. Very soulful, very elegant. Like, I love the sound of her voice. You know, she's got a really soft approach to this song, but it's a beautiful, beautiful singing performance, I think. Yeah, man, just talking about how the money doesn't change him, and really showing gratitude for how far he's come. Little things, you know, that go on in his day-to-day life that remind him of where he came from, and always just staying grateful and recognizing, you know, his roots and staying true to those roots, no matter how big he gets. I think it's great. I love the message, love the production. There's some very subtle, you know, hi-hat play that's being panned, you know, ear to ear. I think it's great. I love the fills with the toms, you know, little things that Hit Boy did to really keep those drums fire. I like this one a lot too. Top tier track off this project. Warpaint featuring Westside Gunn and Conway the Machine. Let's go. I'm really excited for this one.
All this paper going to change me how? Fly nigga, all these diamond chains just weigh me down. Emotions, I master pain with what we smoking. Raw made hustlers on my block stars like
Hit Boy really brought it for this project, man.
But I'm the money clean, the only thing left is forgiveness. But how could I can't shit fix the death of a worth? And guessing is I'm stacking it. Add a few more zeros or them numbers is inaccurate.
Boom, 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 boom in the background.
Take showers and flip-flops, nigga. I seen street niggas speaking blasphemy.
Hey.
Rocking a masterpiece. Cuban bracelet weighing a half a key. Niggas got some audacity. Shit you see as a triumph was almost tragedy. I'm at the Rock Nation party smelling like chronic smoke. Realize in that moment I'm the motherfucking man. I'm just rich as hit my... Don't stop, nigga. So like shit don't stop, nigga. This for my niggas taking showers and flip-flops, nigga.
It has a whole different meaning here in Brazil, because in some states it's just normal. People just take showers at home with their flip-flops on, because the showers here are electric. They're not, they don't have like water heaters in the basement or anything like that like they do in the US, because it doesn't get as cold here, so they don't need to boil the water. So they have what they call suicide showers, or what electricians in the US call suicide showers, where there's a little coil inside the shower head that gets heated up, and the water passes through it and comes out warm and not boiling. And so some people wear flip-flops to the shower so they don't have any chance of getting shocked or anything like that. So he just said, these are for all my boys wearing flip-flops in the shower, which obviously means his friends, his you know, family members, his partners who are incarcerated. But here, it could just be anybody, you know? The person walking down the street could take showers at home wearing flip-flops. It's hilarious. A glimpse into everyday life in Brazil. These skits are genuinely funny. It's kind of a fine line. It's kind of a fine line recently where people are trying to make funny skits and sometimes they come out pretty corny, but those are genuinely funny. I really like those. Fire song. Benny and Conway carried. They carry hard. You know, they're just on another level. But Westside Gunn is really good too. Legend, last track.
It made a call when she saw when I got in return. Broke my flow down, they still can't describe it in words. And all of me and my niggas.
Gun comes with a Carfax is crazy. Oh my god. Let's go.
I beat a lot of charges. This money you got a part and I'm a boss. Said I'ma be a legend soon. Shit, I'm a legend now.
I love this. The little melodies are so good. Fat W's for the opener and the closer of this project. Just perfect. Really, really good. Guys, I love this. It's tough to say. I think I prefer this one over Conway's album, From King to a God. But I really enjoyed From King to a God too off my first listen. If you haven't seen that video, you can go check that out right after this one. I really enjoyed it. But I think this one is a little bit more consistent, if I'm not going to lie. You know, I think this one's just better overall. So out of the Griselda projects, or out of the Griselda members' individual projects this year, I think this one so far is the best one, if I'm not going to lie. And then From King to a God, and probably Pray for Paris after that, you know? And all the other 25 albums that Westside Gunn dropped this year come after those. But yeah, I think that it's tough to say right now what my favorite track was. The opener was just so instantly like fire to me that it really stuck with me, made a very great impression on me. So I have this one in mind, but all of these are good. I remember thinking that this one was Rick Ross could have used a little bit more energy sometimes in his verse. I remember saying that Lil Wayne was a really nice surprise on Timeless. Was it One Way Flight where I said the beat felt a little mellow, I think? But for the most part, very, very, very good project, man. I really like it a lot. I'm going to listen to it more, obviously. This is just the first listen. But right now, those are really the only opinions that I can give, is that this is very consistent. He opens up a little bit about his past. He gives advice on this. He shows gratitude for making it as far as he has made it. I think it's just great. The messages are great. The production, Hit Boy really killed it. You know, it's just a huge W for this album. If I have, I hate rating albums from 1 to 10, but it really helps to quantify for people who are watching exactly how much I enjoyed it. Off my first listen, this is like an 8.5, you know, like it's really high. But I really can't put it into words, you know, that's why I have to give it a number. So 8.5 I think is really, really fair. It might vary a little bit with subsequent listens, but right now I'm riding on a high because of this one, because of this album. I really enjoyed it, you know. Some Hove vibes within this album. Feel the same. Which ones give you Hove vibes? Famous and New Streets mostly, but on some songs there's pockets he gets in which feel like it belongs on some Blueprint tracks. That's true. That's what I was going to say, is the vibes that give me Hove vibes from this one really come from his flow and some of the pockets that he finds to perform his verse over on the beats, you know. Some of the very confident, laid-back kind of flows remind me a little bit of Jay. Yeah, for sure. I think he's a little bit more visual than Jay-Z is, though. Like he's a little bit more descriptive. I feel like Jay-Z is more methodical when it comes to writing similes, metaphors, and playing with the words. Benny the Butcher is really like clear with what he's trying to say. You know, he paints a very vivid picture with his words. You have to work a little bit harder to understand what Jay-Z's saying sometimes, if that makes any sense. Levi with the $5. Thank you so much, man. I really appreciate that. Love your opinion, bro. I really appreciate that, man. YouTube's probably going to demonetize the video, so that $5 is probably all I'm going to make off of this. But gratitude. Thank you so much, man. Shout out to the patrons. Seriously, like, again, I'm plugging the Patreon again because that really is the backbone of this channel. I think that we have 2 members as well on the channel. For those of you that don't understand the difference between a member and a patron, a member supports the channel financially just like the patrons do, but they don't have to go to patreon.com. They just hit the little join button right next to the subscribe button, and they can do it right here on YouTube. They're the main supporters of the channel. They're the reasons that I'm able to do this as often as I do it with the quality that I do it at. So I really appreciate the patrons. I appreciate all of you guys who showed up for the live stream. I appreciate you if you're watching this edited on the channel after I re-upload it. Follow my social media, support the channel any way that you see fit, subscribe, and yeah, I think that's it. But yeah, that's it, guys. I'll see you guys later in the next video. Until then, stay safe, take care of yourselves, take care of your families, wear a mask, drink lots of water. Peace out.